Well, good morning. And the first home game of the championship is finally with us. Let's have a look at it, shall we? My name is Steve Jones, and welcome back to Eargard Wrexham. Well, a very, very good morning to you. I really do hope I found you well. Got a cloudy but slightly bright day in North Wales this morning, so hopefully we'll have a dry one as Watford travel up from Hertfordshire around about 170 miles, 3.5 hours ish for today's game. So safe travels to them, and also safe travels to any Wrexham supporters travelling distance to come to the game today. I only hope that we, and I include myself in this as well, I hope we don't have any ticket problems because there seem to be many at the moment. So touch wood, but I digress. Let's find out a little bit about Watford, shall we? Formed in 1881 as Watford Rovers, entered the FA Cup for the first time in 1886. That year they entered the county-wide Hertfordshire Senior Cup, reaching the finals 6 times out of the 10. Watford Rovers then became West Hertfordshire in 1893, joining the Southern League for the 1896-7 season. It is then they went from amateur status to professional, which saw a bit of an upturn in their fortunes. And in 1898, West Hertfordshire merged with Watford St Mary's to form Watford Football Club. They played in the Southern League from 1896 to 1920, joining Football League Division 3 South in 1921. They spent 37 years in Division 3 South, and which is when the team started to progress, along with the change from Division 3 North and South into Divisions 1 to 4. This sort of a bit of reverse in their fortunes. They won promotion from Division 4 to 3 in 1960, from 3 to 2 in 1969, which suffered 2 relegations over the next 5 years. And in 1976-77 season, they were actually 92nd in the Football League. Turning point for Watford was the takeover by Elton John in 1976, a situation we at Wrexham are only well too familiar with. And under his tenure, they reached the First Division for the first time in the history in 1982. The club's had a bit of a yo-yo thing going on between the top and the second divisions. But they did eventually reach the golden gates of the Premier League, suffering relegation down to the Championship a couple of seasons ago. Watford history, not a brilliant read, but we've played 22, won 7, drawn 5, lost 10, scored in 27 and conceded in 29. Now, the first game that we played that I can find in the league against Watford was at Vicarage Road on the 9th of April 1963. Uh, 5,301 in attendance, so a 3-1 win to Watford. But in fact, Watford scored 4 goals that evening. And the last game, of course, was last season, and it actually gives us a little bit of symmetry because that was 3-1 as well. Again, that was at Vicarage Road, March 17th, 2025, 16,378 in attendance, 808 away. The only difference being Wrexham managed to get on the score sheet themselves through a goal from Max Cleworth. Now, when it comes to playing for both, there are 18 players. I've just picked a few as per usual. Dan Bachman, Jazzy Barnum, Bob, Sam Dolby, Ben Foster, Cam Green, David James, Stephen Pugh, Luke Simpson. David James, of course, being slightly tenuous because he only played 2/3 of a testimonial game in a Wrexham shirt, but it goes down as a first team appearance. Most appearances is Aaron Griffiths with 9, and most goals Cal Connolly with 2. Now, I like to look at what happened on this day. Not a great deal, to be honest. The standout game was in 1998 in Division 2, Manchester City 0, Wrexham 0, an outstanding performance from Mark Cartwright in goal for Wrexham for that one. 3 birthdays being celebrated, or would have been celebrated. Lee Camp, goalkeeper, is 42 today. John Williams, youth player, played once for the first team, I believe it was in the Welsh Cup, 61 today. And the late Arthur Jones would have been 114 today. Now let's have a look at some of the stats we've managed to find out on this this tie, shall we? Wrexham have just won 1 of the last 11 games versus Watford, drawing 3 and losing 7. Watford have only lost 1 of their last 5 away games versus Wrexham, winning 2, drawing 2. Draw the last 2, 1-1 in the 1997-98 season and 2-2 last year. Now, going back to match day 1, Wrexham had the most shots on target in all the championship clubs in match day 1, hitting the woodwork 3 times. This is the first time they've done this since playing Notts County in League 2 in February 2024. Phil Parkinson's only won 1 game as a manager versus Watford. He's drawn 1, lost 4, but he won a second leg League Cup tie, 2-1, when he was manager of Bradford. Now, I had a look at the highlights of the Watford game against Southampton. That was played on Sunday last. Yeah, they looked fairly well organised. Looked a little bit sketchy at the back as Southampton pushed on through the second half. 2 good goals. I must admit, Southampton defending wasn't the best, but the guy plays to the middle, Ike Bravo. He scored the first. Looks to have a little bit of pace, plays off the shoulder, so he's one to keep an eye on. And there's a guy plays down the right, and apologies if the pronunciation of this is wrong, it's Nabizadeh, as I have written it down and as I've read it. He looks to be quite flight of foot. He looks to have a bit of pace about him, very direct. Scored a bit of a cracking solo goal coming down the right, going across the keeper to the back post. So we're going to have to keep an eye on those 2. As I say, if we do get a bit of a push on the centre backs looked all over the place when they were under pressure, so that could be the way forward for us. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. We're going to be missing Josh today, apparently. He's not looking good, so that could be a miss for us. So I'm going for 1-1. Final thing before I wind this up, 3 players have left us in the last few days and into last week. Lewis Brunt, of course, went to Bolton Wanderers. We sold him. Played 31 times for us, Lewis. 24 to 26. A player I always liked, had that uncanny ability to hang in the air, very direct. I would have liked to have seen him stay on in there as a good backup, to be honest, but we only wish him well. Ryan Longman, 96 appearances, joined us from Solihull. 23, and 3 seasons with us, scored in 96. Appeared in 96 times, scoring 4. And I suppose the big one with everybody was Arthur Okonkwo. He's gone to Charlton Athletic on a season-long loan after 108 appearances for us. Now, the two there, Arthur and Ryan, baffle me tremendously. These are both lads with 12 months left on the contract, so I put them out on a season-long loan is baffling. Arguably, Arthur's our biggest saleable asset, so why didn't we just get some money for him? Because we get nothing next year. But anyway, who am I to rock the boat on that one? Just my humble. So let's have a good day today. Be loud and proud when you get there. I'm going to try and take in the ladies' game tomorrow, again versus Watford at the Rock, 2 p.m. kickoff. Go and see how the new additions are settling in there and how the team shapes up. So have a good day today. Enjoy it. Make loads and noise. Inspect the lads. I think we're going to need it today. Safe journeys. Take care. And in fact, I will indeed, as always, see you later.